Welcome back to TJC's Apache Kitchen. I'm Chef Larry Matson. I'm the executive chef of the program, and this is Rebecca Poole, one of our pastry chefs in the program. Today we're going to do strawberry shortcake. Strawberries are in season right now, and it's just a great thing to do. We're going to do it differently than what I grew up with. Rebecca's going to make a shortbread out of the scone recipe that we do a lot of times. The only difference being there's not going to be any dried fruit added to it, and we're going to roll it a little bit thicker so we can cut it later. This is going to be nice and tender, and the strawberries we're going to macerate and let them sit and develop a lot of juices to soak into that shortbread.
So far we have our bread flour that we added granulated sugar, baking powder, and salt to. Now we're going to add about half of our cream, and we're going to add our honey.
And so we're just trying to get the bread flour a little damp or moist. That's why we're adding a little bit of the cream at first and then going back and adding the rest of it.
So I just added a little flour to the table, and I'm going to put my scone or dough out here, and then I'm going to just take it and I'm going to form it into a disc. Make sure that it's not sticking on the table. Then I'm going to take my bowl that I had and just let it rest for about 5 minutes.
While we're waiting for the dough to rest, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to cut some strawberries. I started doing this a while back to get a better yield. So I'd start from the tip of it, cut through down to the stem, and then cut an angle out of it. And it works, to me, I get a better yield out of it. And then I like to go ahead and cut it into quarters, sometimes even smaller depending upon the size of the quarter. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna macerate them in a little bit of sugar. So I've got 2 tablespoons. You can do 1 to 2, depending upon, I'm gonna go with that much, depending upon how much sweetness you want to add to it. And this is what we're going to put down onto our scone or shortbread, and it's going to soak into the scone and give it so much more flavor.
All right, while those are finished or starting to macerate, we're going to go ahead and finish our scone. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more flour, make sure it's not going to stick, and we're going to roll these out.
So for this, you can cut this into rounds if you want. You can also cut this square so that in the squares, I still like to go back to the scone shape and doing the triangles. We are cutting it so that they're a little bit thicker, so the circle is smaller than when we make scones. So she's gonna brush a little cream on top, and we're gonna dip it into the sugar, and we're gonna go onto our sheet pan to bake them off.
We're baking them at 425 degrees, and they take about 15 to 20 minutes, but we'll check them partway through to make sure. And a lot of times we'll have to flip the pan around just in case it's browning more in the back than it is in the front. So now that I have the cream on here, I'm basically going to take it and gently press it down into the sugar and then go ahead and put it on my tray. All right, we're just going to go ahead and get these in the oven. Now we're going to go ahead and check our scones. They've been in the oven for about 14 minutes. You have some beautiful golden brown scones.
So we're going to go ahead with our strawberries. Here's our macerated strawberries. Again, it's just the sugar and strawberries, and you can see the liquid, I guess, inside of it. And so we got that nice liquid that makes that good strawberry shortcake flavor. And I've got a little bit of whipped cream over here I whipped up by hand. It's just very simple. This is actually a chantilly cream, meaning that we added a little vanilla to it. So that's all it is. So very simple, and then you can whip it up by hand. So I'm gonna take one, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut it in half. Okay, so we cut it in half. I'm gonna put down and take some strawberries. And it's okay if they overflow. Everybody likes strawberries. So do a little bit there. Take a little bit of that liquid, drizzle on a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna take a spoon and dollop a little bit of whipped cream on it. Another trick I'll do at home sometimes is take a Ziploc bag, fill it in the Ziploc bag, cut the corner, and just squeeze it on like a pastry bag. So we've got that, and we'll go on the top. So you can leave it just like that. So wonderful strawberry shortcake from Apache Kitchens at TJC. I'm Executive Chef Larry Matson with Chef Poole. Thanks for coming.